Welcome to another Pike and Shot battle, although this is set after the age of Pike and Shot. It is Minden, I believe, 1759. I've played the scenario before as the Allies, and I promised to play a match as the French. Then I tried to wriggle out of my promise because I didn't actually enjoy the scenario too much because it's enormous, not that it's a bad scenario. But I've been reminded of my promise, and so looks like I'm going to have to stick to it. The French are surrounded, basically, and need to attack. Not a great combination. So, in the last match, when I played as the Allies, my opponent, S.N. Johnson, went all in for attacking this direction, kind of rolled me up a bit, and then caved in when I rolled him up in turn. So the question is, where should I strike? Maybe I'll do the opposite and try to strike here. We'll see. Shuffle some cavalry off to the wing. They can trundle through this rough ground and marshes and stuff. I'm sure they'll love that. And then the rest of my cavalry, I suppose, will shift to the other wing. With a smattering remaining in the center. Okay, so we'll attack here, kind of stretch out a defensive line here, and attempt to attack here. It's going to take some time to get it all set up. And there we go. Next turn. Alright, just going to occupy this hill, no surprise there. I wonder if I shouldn't simply ignore these heights, actually. Might not be a bad idea. Well, in the meantime... Okay. So yeah, I think we might just ignore all of this and begin a general push that way. There we are. See, this is what I mean about these giant scenarios. It just takes so long. So much clicking. It's not that it's unexciting when it gets underway, it just takes so long to get underway. I know some people do prefer the larger scenarios, but I've always liked the smaller ones, and I even like playing skirmish matches with very small armies. Okay. There we go. General plan, attack here. If he counterattacks, hold the line either on Newland or Malbriggen. I think he'll get there first. So probably a defensive line here-ish. Maybe utilizing this hill for lucky, but I don't think so. And a hard strike in this direction. Next turn. Wonder if any of these units will move. Interesting, leaving the fortifications to fight. Alright, well in that case I suppose we can accommodate a battle here. And mask our own guns, of course, as I always do. Okay. Meantime, we'll keep forming up for an assault over here. we to do here? Looks like we'll need to form a battle line. Very good. And we should try to seize this now. Okay, this delay is irritating, but we'll just have to work with it. Next turn. It's a nice hilltop position there. So we'll just keep pushing forward on the left. Very good. Occupy the village. Occupy at least the rear of this village. Okay, and here we can advance. Start pushing some cavalry around, maybe. It's worth a shot. Alright, that's all. Next turn. If his movement keeps up like this, a gap might open up here that we could exploit, or threaten to exploit at the very least. This infantry is a little below average. Except the grenadiers, which are average, which is still pretty underwhelming, especially with all these guards units here. Okay. Continue to push for the flank and advance with the infantry. Excellent. That might help us get around on the wing. Let's commit more horse to that then. There we go. Next turn. That's just out of musket shot. Right then. Let's keep pushing. Can even get a little bit reckless. So slow. Units are impact foot, which means their firepower is reduced at close range, but of course they get delicious, delicious impact. Apparently incapable of playing this game without masking my own guns. Average and average. Well, we'll have to take one bad downhill charge. There. So this infantry is going to push here, and then if these units come down to engage, our cavalry will push to threaten flanks and break up their formation. Next turn. Oh, fired instead of charging. I wonder why. Alright, let's continue our excruciatingly slow effort to advance on this left wing. Seeing we can get our dragoons forward to at least take a look and see what there is to see. But here, why not? Hello, Lightfoot. It's fine. Though I think I might want my own lights to aid in clearing that out. And forward the infantry forever. It will take them forever. Okay. Well, we'll charge this disrupted unit. It's just out of musket shot. Okay. Here, draw some fire. Thank you. Odds are bad, so we gotta keep shooting to even them out. More cavalry to follow. Can we hit anything? Yes, but barely, so keep trundling forward. Okay. Keep exploring this town, and then we'll start a wraparound. And if we're lucky, something good will come of this, although 24% is not that impressive, thanks to what? Uphill and troop quality advantage for the enemy. Next turn. That's a problem. It's a lot of infantry. I wonder if he has more men than I do. No, I have way more. Yes, it's just my usual pessimism making me feel outnumbered. Okay, well, here. Absorb some bullets, please. Good. Alright, mask our advance with the built-up area. They are superior, so we want to riddle them with bullets instead of fighting them hand to hand. Here, you. Get shot at. You too. Look, draw attention. Alright, in the meantime, the rest of the cavalry is going to try to rush this gap. Good, that could be a target for the cavalry. These are all foot guards above average. Good. Even better. That means next turn we can attempt an advance. Let's see, more infantry to the front. This is all terrible because we're going to lose both of these cavalry actions. 6 units of infantry to 6 if I bring them up. Want those guns silenced. It's got high quality units here. Good. Held firm. Okay, so we're gonna keep trying to hit this and hit it hard. Idly sit here, staring at each other, unless he chooses to come down. We've got 7 battalions to his 6, with more coming in, although these lights left to move into Hallen. Okay. This could get bad here where we're stretched kind of thin, but if we just keep hitting hard here, it might be okay. Next turn. Oh, lucky. I want to send in more cavalry to exploit that then. I'm honestly completely okay with our cavalry just tanking all that fire. This stretch of the line is going to have a very difficult time. It is too thin. Oh, I wish they had held their fire until they had moved to close range. Really don't care about the artillery getting shot at. That does concern me, though. Okay, first off, things are going pretty well here, so we'll keep up the push. Give him a shove. Perfect. Thank you, goodbye. More lights to deal with in there. That's fine. Cavalry to threaten the guns. And more light infantry to move up in support. Once they're in position, we can start pushing this line forward. They're superior, so it's going to be a little bit problematic in terms of their strong firepower. Charge is good for impact foot, so let's take it. Held firm, that's alright, because this is happening now. Yes, we are going to try to sweep this line. Superior, so they held firm. They held firm as well. Alright, that's fine. Disrupted our ability to turn and fire. Good. Impact foot. That's fine. Let's add a extra cohesion check to that unit and then try to frag it. Not quite. I was hoping for a chain break. Oh, we'll just have to hold out then. Let's see. Send our greetings to the Grenadiers. Good. And from the cover of Newland, hopefully that 34% modifier for cover will help us. The cavalry will absorb bullets, I think. It's pretty much what their only task is here. Okay, in the meantime, nope. Get that cohesion modifier on you. Good. Let's also get it on this unit. Move up to close range, fire, no dice. Back into the forest. That's looking ugly. On the bright side, push, fire, see if that causes any cohesion checks. It does. Delightful. Break them, disrupt, charge into the flank. Perfect. Goodbye. I like that very much. Let's then put the pressure on. They're already disrupted. Fragged. Great. And forward. Good. Finally. Oh yes, these slowpokes. I guess they're going to shift slowly to the right because that's where things could get ugly. More cavalry to absorb bullets for us. Thank you very much. And this cavalry is also going to move to plug the gap that could open up here. Charge? No. No, wait. Okay. It's going decently, I think. We'll see if he comes down from his hill. If not, I suppose we can keep pushing this direction and try to wrap around it before moving up to engage. Or we can just stare at each other and I can shift more troops off of this line to push right and continue to roll this as best we can. Onward. Ooh. Held, and we have the slope. This is good. He's pushed into range of my grenadiers at a single tile, which means their bombs will come into play as well as their muskets. I am quite worried about this stretch of the right wing. It's just so thin. Cavalry I couldn't care less about. I'm happy to have been shooting at them, honestly. But that does not make me happy. Oh, they're coming down. Perfect. Then we can meet them. Happy to avoid having to charge uphill. Oh, hello. Alright. It's not too bad, it's just cavalry. Okay, how are we looking here? I wonder if they'll try to evade. Probably not. But if we charge here... they're not in our charge arc now. Determined horse superior. Too bad. Oh well. Try to get behind and be some kind of distraction. They're fragged. Let's break them. Good. And if we're lucky, pursue and disperse. And start working on the edge of this infantry line. Oh, let's go all in. Don't really want them intervening too much. Okay, can we hit this unit? Yes, so let's do it. Then we hit this unit. Wonderful. That frees us up to hit this unit, the flank, and break it. Which frags this unit, so we go in with the cavalry and break them as well. How's this melee? Fine. Yes, it's not going to be pleasant for the cavalry, but we need them to keep on the pressure, this time on this end of his infantry line, so we can push up our lower quality infantry, because these are all superior. Alright, next, let's just see if we can disperse this unit, regain control of some of these units. Because we need to try to preserve this section of the line. But I think we are headed towards collapse here, unfortunately. push towards impact. Good. Let's threaten the cavalry and tank some bullets. Good. You might need to... Do we dare? No, I think we stay in our forest and just shoot. As much as they want to push up to impact and bomb range, I think this is a better call. Speaking of impact and bomb range, let's go in for the impact. Break this frag unit, hopefully during the melee phase then. Do I save the cavalry? Or do I just go for the breakthrough? If I move here, I can threaten the flank of the cavalry and then he can lock me in. So, you know what? We're just going to go in. Well, lovely. In the meantime, we're going to ignore this combat and push on. And our slow reinforcements. Oh yes, you passed cohesion checks. What about now? Perfect. More reserves to fill the gaps that are about to open up. And do I want this unit? You know what? Let's start engaging with musketry there. This unit as well. This unit will aid in attempting to wrap around. Fire or charge? Let's charge. Good. Fragged. If we're lucky, that'll cause some chaos here. I'm expert at masking my own guns. Alright. How are we doing? I think pretty well. This roll-up is pretty nice. It'll take a few turns to actually exploit it, but I don't think we're losing so badly anywhere that I'm concerned yet. Next turn. Ooh. It's a shame. We could break here and then they'll pursue into our flank. Good. Our lead declined a little, not much. There we go. We'll lose that unit. Not priority charge target, because the light guns are zone of control locking us. Very annoying. Fine then, we'll take a volley. 2 volleys then. Fire. Okay. Charge their impact foot. Good. Impact mounted above average. Let's stop wasting time. Shoot. Oh, well. Yeah, that's a risk you take. Okay, we're all in there. In the meantime, what happens if we shove this unit? Nothing particularly useful. Continue to slowly work around the flanks. You run away. Good. Highly superior, so it wasn't too likely that we would be able to cause a break there. Good. Let's get some fire in before we charge. Evened out the odds. Not that it helped. Okay, so much for the cavalry. What about this disaster? Frag is good. We'll march this unit close, but not so close as to take a cohesion check from these units fleeing. Here we go. The center is giving way entirely. The right wing is looking rather bad too. Next turn. Any checks? Yes. Any more? Ugh. In a bit of a sad mess of things this last couple turns. Good. Well, that's rather horrendous. Guess we just push on then. Do we charge? Add some cohesion to this unit. Push up to impact range. Fire. Charge the fragged unit. Then charge them again. Very good. Break that unit, which should allow us to frag that unit. And if we disrupt that unit, get the flank, pursue, and roll the line. And if we're very lucky, well, we'll see where they go in the pursuit phase. Who's that? Cavalry. Yes. Hello. Okay. This unit is fragged and thus worse and useless and needs to get out of the way. Good. Fire. Out of line of sight. Too bad. Impact is good. Let's use it. We have impact foot again. I think we ought to use it again. Was not to be. Good, we did waste a return fire, so now we can screen our fragged unit and get in. We can charge this unit or try to break this unit by fire. I guess we charge. Goodbye to them then. Can we hit anything? Kind of. And not really. Fire or charge? I think fire. Good. Even better. Then turn to face the cavalry. Okay. You could try to flank this unit after it's done breaking and pursuing, but I think instead we just go charge. Good. Keep up the push. Could break this frag unit or push for this frag unit. I think we'll go for the immediate break and see what benefit we get from it. Better. Much better. Then turn to face this unit. You're useless. Turn this way then. Equally useless. Okay, now what the hell's going on? I think overall that was good. The situation is a mess, but here we've pretty much rolled up the whole line. There's very little left. And we did really good damage here as well. In fact, we did really well basically everywhere that turn, except on the right. But the right isn't a lost cause either, or at least it's a losing cause, but it'll still pin down many of his units. Okay, so getting a GG. Figured out since the last game a few months ago that the French are actually better if you know how to get them organized and roll up one flank. Yeah, and that's pretty much what we did, although it wasn't exactly a flank so much as the gap between his right wing and his center. I realize that these wide zoom out shots in these huge matches are kind of hard to see, especially on smaller screens, but there is no post-battle review and you cannot move the screen around once the match is over, so it's the only way to get a decent overview at the very end. And there we go. So his right wing on this hill had his best infantry, and it kind of sat there not doing anything, which, given my super obvious advance up this road, made sense in a way, but it did mean a gap of, I think, maybe 7 or 8 tiles opened up between his men here and his advance in the center. And that gap is where I poured through and then managed to roll up the line. So it probably would have been best to not have that. And of course, there were two options to not have that gap. One would be for his right wing to have advanced with the rest of his line. But that would have simply opened a gap here, which I think would have taken me a little bit longer to exploit, but still would have been dangerous. The other option, which I think may have been better, would be to simply hold back here and maybe even shift troops from the very center to his left and attack on my right, where I had quite a bit of difficulty in this match, and although I haven't entirely lost it, it's not going great either, and I think a few more units worth of pressure on my right could have led to a cave-in and a roll-up, especially given that the scenario conditions require the French to attack. So if he had deployed rather defensively here, using the hill, and I believe there's some forest tiles here, and certainly defending the town of Malbergen, I would have had slower progress in my assault, but I would have been obliged to keep pushing it because of the time limit. Granted, that would have been no guarantee, but yeah, I think closing that gap would have made a big difference. I'm glad I won this match because I played it slightly against my will, or at least with moral persuasion. I had promised a rematch, and then I tried to back out of it because It's not that I don't enjoy these gigantic matches, but I find them kind of stressful, especially to start. And, they just feel kind of overwhelming. I prefer standard medium-sized battles overall. Uh, but I'm glad I did win through in the end. So, a good game to my opponent, and until next time.